Hey there, folks. We're the theatregorillas. My name is Carlos.
I'm Heath.
And we've got an episode of Jungle Play for you, and it's episode 2.
Yes, because we did Lawbreakers, an alpha of Lawbreakers last episode.
Yeah.
And this time we're doing a new game that isn't that new.
Well, new for us. Let's put it that way.
Yes.
It's been out for a month, so technically you are kind of right. It's not super old. It's not super new.
Yes.
But yeah, it hasn't been out that long, and not many people actually realise this game's actually been out.
No, and you're the second person to tell me about it. We should probably tell the audience what it is. Well, hopefully they've clicked on it and know.
Well, anyway, it is Telltale's Batman.
Yes.
Okay, so I've got 3 different clips here to kind of showcase what Telltale have done for this game. Now, certain things are the same, some things are a little bit different to previous games that they've done. It is essentially, when it comes to Telltale, they have a formula, they stick to it, and every game follows this formula.
Okay.
There's not much deviation. What really differs is the story they're telling.
Okay.
So, in saying that, I think we might start with the storytelling because it is virtually the same.
Together, we will change Gotham.
So here we have, towards the start of the story, where we're dealing with Harvey Dent.
Oh, is this Harvey Dent? I thought this was Bruce Wayne.
No, this is Harvey Dent talking to Bruce Wayne.
Okay, so we're obviously quite early on in the Batman story, as in, when I say Batman story, like Harvey Dent isn't Two-Face.
Yeah, true. And here you can see like the standard conversation method that Telltale use.
Yep.
It's always been the same in most of their games.
Yep.
Once they've found this kind of formula and setup, and I think it works in this game as well. Like, not much is different in terms of the storytelling.
And I just noticed that you're playing it on Xbox. Now, when I've played Telltale games, I mainly played them on the iPad. Have you played them on iPad, or have you only ever played them on Xbox?
No, I've normally played them on PC.
Okay.
I've only played, I think it was The Walking Dead on iPad.
Okay. How do you find the gameplay?
I find this particular game the most smoothest.
Yeah.
Out of all the games I've played so far. There's been a handful that I played on iPad. So there was definitely Walking Dead, parts of Wolf Among Us. The problem was I had an old iPad, so Wolf Among Us became very, very clunky
And sluggish.
and so I had to change it up. So for this game and the end of Wolf Among Us, I played it on the consoles.
Okay.
So
Who do we have here?
well, how many people do you know in the lore that is of a wealthy family, just like Bruce Wayne?
Zaz?
No, it's Oswald.
Cobblepot?
Yeah, it's Cobblepot.
So they've done a different iteration here of
He's not Penguin yet.
of Penguin.
See, what I've found with this particular
God, so they're
story,
doing an English one as well. Yeah, okay.
yeah, and I think that's partly to do with Arkham.
Yeah, exactly.
The Arkham games, with the way they portrayed Cobblepot.
Yeah.
So, with the actual story of this episode of the game, or this whole story of Batman, what I've found is it's very early on in his career.
Yeah.
What I've also realised is, for me, I got very much a vibe of year one.
Yep.
And so Gordon isn't commissioner, he's still lieutenant. Bruce has only just been doing this for a few months.
Okay.
And so, yeah, like they're establishing characters early on. So Harvey Dent, Oswald Cobblepot, even Selena is in this.
Okay.
So,
And so they're not their alter egos yet. They're their characters. Like they're actually, like you said, he's Oswald. And Selena, I'm guessing it's not Catwoman, it's Selena.
no, it's Catwoman.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I actually cut this in a way so that you will see their interaction later on.
Okay.
But in this interaction, it's going to be Bruce and Selena, and they actually know each other's identities.
Okay.
Because if you look carefully, a little bit of a spoiler in regards to story here, but if you look carefully at Bruce Wayne's cheek, he's got some scratches, and that was given to him by Catwoman. So.
Okay.
But yeah, so in terms of
Oh, yeah.
gameplay and storytelling, it is what you come to expect out of a Telltale game.
And
There's-
exactly what I'm seeing here is because, it's giving you the conversation, it's giving you the options to choose what response you would give or what you would do.
Yeah.
Oh, who's this?
So that's Selena.
Oh, nice punch in the face from Batman.
Yeah.
Oh, sexy. Is she a hooker?
To meet the real you.
No, she's pretty much a cat burglar in this.
Oh, but she knows who he is.
Well, she recognizes the scratches on his cheek.
Yeah, I
And
like it.
And obviously, he recognizes the black eye he gave her.
How very much Batman Returns.
Yes, it is actually. But yeah. So in terms of story, it's very much a year one type story for the actual narration.
Yeah.
In terms of delivery, it's nothing different from what we've seen in terms of Telltale. So, what I found interesting is the way that the story unfolds.
Yeah.
Even with the choices, they've pretty much pinned everything against Bruce to. In particular, this episode, he's been blackmailed by a hidden member of society in the city of Gotham, and he's got to try and figure out who it is that's blackmailing his family.
Is it? Okay. I'm really interested to see because,
You have something that belongs to me.
from what I remember, you and I looked this up because I was interested. Is this based on a previous story?
No.
But they've taken elements, obviously, when I say elements, from the world of Batman.
Yeah, so obviously they're fans of Batman.
Yeah.
And what they're doing...
So they're making virtually their own little what if almost.
Yeah, they've taken their own sort of elements of the stories of Batman, from all stories of Batman, and they've come together and pitted their own storytelling
Yep.
of a particular... Sorry, not a storytelling. They've pitted their own story together. They've stitched one up for themselves for the purpose of the game.
Yep, okay.
And so far, in terms of the first episode, I think the story is very strong.
Okay.
And leads you the way the story is told through the gameplay itself. There's a lot of being on rails. There's not a lot to actually experiment with or do, but the way they've done their set pieces, it really actually, it kind of holds your hand, but at the same time makes you really feel like you're investigating these people and actually feel like you're Batman.
Sure.
Right. So speaking of investigation and interaction, I've set up a clip for that.
Okay.
So we'll have a look at that now.
See, now in the classic Telltale, Telltale games that I've played, when you've had to investigate, you had to, you find something, you click on it, you click to go and touch it or investigate it, much like a clicker-based adventure.
Yeah, okay. I'll give that one. So in this scene, like that interaction was just before we met Cobblepot.
Yeah.
Right? So the method of interacting is all the same.
Yep.
That
Look at it.
I've come to find with Telltale games.
Okay.
So there's not a great deal of difference. What it is that's different is the environment and the way it interacts with the story. So what he says here when looking at the grapple gun won't make any sense to you right now, but once I show you the final clip, it'll all come and make sense.
Okay.
So, but this is just like a quick montage of showing how you actually interact with the game itself.
So obviously, because I've never played it on or like these sorts of games on a Xbox or a console, I should say, I'm noticing that you've got to point over to whoever it is. Like he's there giving change, so you have to point over to the cup, say give change. You have to now go over to that other part there with the circle that shows you what you can interact with.
Yeah.
Where on the iPad or on a tablet, you'd just be clicking where you want it to go.
Well, this is the other thing I've noticed. Like, I remember from playing, in particular, let's take for a comparison, let's take The Walking Dead. Okay, so I've definitely played that on iPad, and I still remember how it plays. With Walking Dead, it's very, very similar. Certain areas would be highlighted with a circle that you can press.
Yes.
Right, so there may not be a cursor. Your finger is the cursor, and you're interacting with the markers on screen.
Yes.
Whereas being on console, you don't have a mouse
So you need to be able to have
or
something.
a touch method. although I don't have a Kinect, I don't like using it. So I don't know what it would actually, whether there is Kinect integration.
I would hope there would be, that you could just go click.
I don't think there would be, and I think it's mainly for the way the combat works.
Okay.
Now, what I wanted to showcase in this bit was the story wouldn't actually progress unless you looked at the computer files of Catwoman.
Okay.
And if you've already looked at the files, the way Telltale have circumvented having to look at it again is that it remembers whether you've looked at it or not.
Okay.
And immediately just says, hey, I've already looked at it, and this is what it said.
Okay.
So very clever piece of storytelling.
It's actually really funny as well. I'm kind of noticing where this game actually shows a little bit more than what games, for example, the Arkham series have done, is this one is a lot more in the investigatory, I think is the word, where
Yeah, I'm going to say that's the word.
Well, you know, he's meant to be the world's greatest detective.
Yes.
So he's actually investigating and
Yes,
doing
and
all
actually
that stuff?
that's something that I noticed while playing this game that I really, really missed with the Arkham games.
Yeah.
I really, really wanted there to be moments of going to the Batcave and actually analyzing stuff,
Yep.
piecing things together, which even though this game doesn't really exactly do, it does something.
Like, I mean...
It makes you feel like you're working things out. And in this scene, we're actually linking pieces of evidence together
Yep. And
to
figuring out how it
formulate
works.
plausible reasons as to why things have happened in their particular way. And so what he's done here is he's analysed the environment and he's pieced together a scenario based on the evidence he's found.
Kind of like what they were trying to do with detective mode in the Arkham games, but not really as much so.
Yeah, I found detective mode to be in the Arkham games was just a filter so you could see things better in the dark, especially with the first game.
Yeah, absolutely. Sorry, when I meant in detective mode, I mean like, you know, in Origins and in Arkham Knights.
Even though Origins I found
the rewinding of the incident?
Yeah. So with Origins I found that even though I found it to be a really subpar game,
Yeah.
they did one thing rather well, and it was integrating the Batcave into the story somehow.
Okay.
Going back, getting
Trying your
pieces
best
of
to-
gadgets, or actually trying to investigate something. So, but yeah, in this game, like the way you investigate, I feel more like being Batman than the Arkham games actually did in that sense. Whereas the Arkham games where they excel is the overall story and involvement of the world.
So the overall Batman experience.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That is a much better experience, I find, compared to this game. But this game definitely made me feel like the detective that everyone knows Batman to be.
I'm intrigued. I like this as well.
I like this a lot. And if you notice as well, the eyes in his cowl, how
Yeah.
they've gone red.
Yeah, they've changed.
And the data pad on his arm, how it's red.
Yeah, it's glowing.
And on his fingers earlier, you saw that there were red highlights. At the start of the game, you actually have a choice of 4 different colours. So you've got blue, red, yellow, and purple. And all it is simple highlights. So the back computer back screen is red as well.
Yeah.
Because on this playthrough, I decided to pick red because I thought it looked more menacing.
I like it. I actually really like it. Like I said, I really out of what you show me so far, like that with that the storytelling, it's very much a Telltale game. That you can tell that it's a Telltale game. But with this so far, this is where I'm noticing it more being not just a Telltale game, but a Batman game.
Yes.
Like that moment just then, I think showed me more of him being actually Batman than before. And I really like that. That was great. I'm interested to see now what combat looks like.
So combat is not that much different from other Telltale games. But one thing I have definitely noticed is whenever the combat is involved, the scenes are quite long. So they actually draw you in to the story itself, and they've found ways to integrate the combat narratively as well.
Yep.
Especially the opening of this game,
Okay.
which is the footage I've taken, and it's all one sequence.
Okay.
Right? I haven't done any cuts. It is literally the start of the combat at the opening of the episode, all the way through to the ending of the scene.
Is it QTE still?
Yes, it is quick time events.
Yeah.
And I've also found that they're, depending on the circumstance, right? So if someone is coming in for an attack, which you'll see very soon, if someone comes in for an attack, then basically you have a split second to make the actual move.
Okay.
And it's quite nerve-wracking, actually.
Okay.
Because in most games you've got a little bit of a moment to do it, and in this game I've noticed that when no one's around or the actual motion is slowed down for effect, then what ends up happening is that the time that you need to press the buttons actually slowed down with it.
Okay.
But if it's the heat of the battle, then the movements have to be done just as quick as they appear.
Okay.
Which,
It's like just then it all slowed down for you, but now it's like, okay, you got to get into it.
yeah, but you can't wait either. The game is not going to wait for you.
Yeah.
So you have to get it done and done quick, because what ends up happening is there's a little meter that appears in the bottom corner. As you can see, actually, as the fight is about to begin, the narration takes over.
Yeah.
And what you're seeing now will come into play as the combat happens in this scene.
Okay.
So at the moment you can see him limping and holding his side, but you don't know why. So that those answers will actually appear as the game moves on.
Okay.
But what I found interesting is that you've got these split seconds to make these choices. And for every choice you get right, you fill up a meter.
Yeah.
And when that meter is full, I'm assuming that you end up doing something right. Like
Yeah.
the scene plays out in a particular way.
Nice. Or it could be, so there's nothing like special abilities or anything like that. So like this one here, you've got, yep, go that way. Okay, cool.
So what I've found is the arrows tend to be like motions and movements, and button presses actually are like physical attacks.
Yeah. There's your mate, buddy. Oh, yeah, and you got to move that in, make sure it gets in there. Bang. Yeah, you're fucked.
So what I've also noticed is...
Oh, look at that. And he's, go get your friend.
So what I've noticed, right, is when the grapple gun is involved or the batarang is involved, they want you to use one of these sticks, right?
Yeah.
So movement when an arrow appears is one stick, and when I've had to use the triggers,
Yep.
like the grapple gun, for example, it's a different stick.
Yep.
So it gets very confusing.
So you got to make sure you're switching, make sure you're using the right one.
So, but yeah, as you see, as the moves are being done, you can see the meter on the bottom
Batman
left.
meter, yeah.
Right? So the logo is filling up. Now, I don't know what happens if you don't actually get them all,
Okay, so
because my competitive nature just does not let me fail. So I've come close to failing, but I haven't actually failed.
Okay. Oh, look, there's your mates. Yeah, screwed.
And one thing I've noticed that Telltale have addressed with Batman is previous movies have always had the one problem.
The cow?
Is no. It's always had the one problem when it comes to identifying who Batman is. And it's like, everyone knows who Bruce Wayne is, and when he talks, it's just, well, how is it people don't realize it's Bruce Wayne in a suit?
Yeah.
So what they've done is that when he talks to anyone in the public,
Yeah.
he actually has a voice modulator in the suit, which is something they addressed with only one film.
Yeah. Because, like, how do you just not know it's Bruce Wayne? Nice. Yeah, and there you go, finishing blow.
So as you can see, the combat is very quick, and they don't give you a lot of time to react.
Oh. Did you get it? Yeah.
To be honest, I don't know if I got it.
Saw a nice little glitch there.
Yeah. Smiling Batman.
Say, bah! They've really taken, what do they call it? Elements of the way that the Arkham games look. I mean, granted, saying that, it was more... Batman looks a particular way, and so does Selena Kyle, so it's really hard not to just make him look that way.
I find that the art style in this game is actually its own. I think it maybe borrows a little bit from everything.
Yeah.
But it's very much its own beast.
Yeah, it's like the way that the suits modulate. I mean, granted, though, that's what do they call it for New 52, but which was also before that as well. So I mean, it's the way he looks now,
Right.
and it's the way Catwoman looks now as well.
It's a scare tactic.
Yeah, okay, yeah.
Yeah.
No, I see what you're saying now.
See, like with the goggles and stuff like that. But granted, that's just how she looks now.
One thing I've noticed actually is when you finish the game, it actually gives you, or when you finish the episode, it actually gives you an image of the latest comics.
Okay.
And it's like an advert to go buy the comics. If you enjoyed the story, go read the source material.
Which I think is really good.
Very smart.
Because I mean, like with Telltale Games, like they said, is
Most people dressed up like
oh no, like you were saying, sorry, with Telltale Games is that they kind of cross promote in a way.
Yeah.
Like as in this is a comic book, Walking Dead's a comic and a TV show. Their previous game, The Wolf Among Us, is from another comic book. So they kind of, it's like, well, you really like this, go play the original, or go read the original, or go watch the original.
Yeah. So I can't remember if they did it for Wolf Among Us,
Okay.
but they definitely did it in this one that
Yeah.
I remembered. So...
I was about to say, so you didn't get hit then at all. So wait a minute, didn't you show me a clip before that we had a scratch on his face?
You'll see it. It comes in. And regardless, it's going to happen because it's part of the story.
Yeah. Yeah, pull her in, buddy. Hit her in the boob. Oh, straight in the face.
That's how she gets a black eye.
Yeah. Oh, and that's how he gets the scratch in the face.
It's like a bit of tit for tat.
Yeah. Literally.
Yeah. Now, there is a moment that's going to happen very soon that I think that's a little bit un-Batman, punching a woman in the gut.
Oh, you would.
Well,
He's
in
Batman.
any case, there is a moment that's going to happen that really shines as something that Batman would do. So the opening fight goes for roughly 10 minutes.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
And it really fucking just draws you in.
I love it. Don't shoot.
Now, this is the part that I was talking about. What he does here, in terms of the story, is very Batman, and I absolutely love what Telltale did here. All right, are you paying attention?
Grab the thing.
That
Yeah.
is marvelous. I love it.
Go to all that trouble for this.
Shit! A myth can't be killed.
Don't swear.
In blood.
Yeah, thanks, Alfred.
God damn it! I said don't shoot. No. Wait.
And so that's how he gets his wound.
Yeah. What's this? I love it. Oh, that's what she threw at him. Isn't it?
Yeah, so she uses that to actually rappel up walls very quickly.
Yeah.
Oh, fuck.
Yeah. And actually, that's a very much a Batman thing. It's like, shit, what have I done?
But yeah, the whole voice modulation thing, I think, is something that Batman definitely needs.
Oh, totally.
I don't know why the movies haven't addressed that sooner.
You mean like pre BVS?
Yeah, even the Nolan films. Like,
Yeah.
why didn't they think of that?
Because he talks like this. Because I am Batman.
No thanks.
I like it. I'm actually very keen to give it a go. And I mean, so they're doing the episodic thing that Telltale usually does, where it's like you buy the
Yes.
game, you buy a season pass.
As it is, this is 5 episodes.
Yeah, it's cool. Oh, well, excellent. Oh, well, I'm actually, there's only the one episode's been out, isn't it? So if that's the case.
Yeah, the first episode came out last month around start of August. It came out around about the 4th or so.
Yeah, cool. I think I'm going to have to go and download this game because it looks pretty awesome. When I say download, legally purchase and download, it's a digital release.
Yeah, you mean digitally purchase.
Digitally purchased from a marketplace of some description.
Yes. Yeah, so check it out. It's definitely 2 thumbs up for me. So
Nice. No, I'll tell you what, just that the last two videos you show me, I'm really keen to give it a go. It looks like something that I could might get the iPad version, see how it plays out and give you a compare.
Yeah, why not? I mean, the only real difference I think is going to be, actually, that's the next question. I don't know if this is on anything but consoles or PC.
Ooh, then I'll have to have a look then.
So have a look. To be honest, I am not too sure.
Oh, there you go. Yeah, I'll check it out.
All right, and that's it for this week's episode of Jungle Play. But before we go, the usual sort of stuff. If you like the video, if you think we're doing okay with it, give us a thumbs up. Just like and subscribe.
Yeah, right down there.
Yeah. But down there, you can't see what we're doing. So we're actually pointing downwards.
At our dicks.
Are we?
Well, I was.
Were you?
Yeah.
Fuck.
Yeah, like that shit.
Anyway, just like and subscribe. Thanks. And
Indeed.
we'll see you in a fortnight. All right. We're the Theatre Gorillas. Bye.
See ya. Hey, wait. I just checked it out then. This game will be out on iOS and Android.
Oh, really? When?
Should be out on the 13th of September. So by the time this episode comes out.
Oh, fuck. That's good.
Yes. So
All
I'm
right.
looking forward to giving it a play.
All right. Sweet.
Excellent.
Yeah, I didn't know how to end that. All right. See you in a fortnight, guys.
Bye.
Bye.